It was like an improbable dream, and even now while I'm here, it still feels like one. While the world is closing itself again amidst the world pandemic, I embark on a trip to East Africa. Let's explore local people, culture, and especially what people seek here for: the stunning nature. I am Lex Universe, and this is Kenya, in November 2020.
You know, they will try to tell you that the Tusker is the only beer that has an animal in the logo. I don't trust them. Trust me, I know my stuff. Hello Internet, welcome to Lex Universe. So I hope you're watching this as the last video in the series from Kenya. If you're not, you may consider watching it. If you are new to this channel, I hope you will enjoy this video, that you will find it helpful, and please, if you do, subscribe to me, give me a like, it will help me a lot. And without further ado, let's talk Kenya. Right, so in this video I will share with you some of my travel tips that I picked up when I was in Kenya. It will be mostly focused on Nairobi, but I will talk about the country in general and also about some other tourist destinations that you might encounter. I will share with you my experiences with the traffic or the transportation in Nairobi, some general facts that you might find handy, what not to do in Nairobi, although if you have a much deeper look at these things, like what can go wrong in the country of Kenya, then go with my previous video where I share everything that failed for us when we were in Nairobi. In this video I will try to be a little bit more positive. I will talk about things that I liked, also maybe about things that I didn't like, but overall I hope that it will give you some general picture what to expect if you want to travel to Kenya. So let's dive in. Kenya is located in East Africa. It has some 43 million inhabitants, so quite a lot for European standards. It's actually quite large, so if you intend to travel throughout the country, you may consider allowing yourself a lot of time. I will talk about transportation later, but just keep in mind it's really large. It borders with Ethiopia and South Sudan and Somalia in the north, Uganda to the west, Tanzania to the south, and the Indian Ocean to the east. Now from the more interesting part, you may find there the second largest mountain in Kenya, Mount Kenya, and you can also find there shores of the Indian Ocean, which means that the variety in the climate is quite significant. One thing that may actually surprise you if you come to Kenya, when you come to Nairobi, it's actually located quite high above the sea level, let's say some 1800 meters, so that's what we consider high mountains here in the Czech Republic, so suit yourself. Overall, the thing about Nairobi is if you come there, it will not be as hot as you may expect, considering it's located almost on the equator. The situation about Mombasa and some other areas on the shores of the Indian Ocean, the situation is quite different. When we talk about climate, we have to mention one thing that's quite important for the tropical areas. Malaria is actually endemic in the country, so if you come especially to the lower altitudes, meaning around Mombasa, consider getting some antimalarial pills from your doctor before you arrive. Right. Another thing that may surprise you if you have never been in tropical Africa, you will find these nets all around your bed that are supposed to protect you against the mosquitoes. So another thing that you should consider if you come to Kenya, get some repellent against insect, and actually some stronger with at least 50% DEET. It's quite important. It smells like shit, but you will be protected. Also, it's a tropical sun, don't forget your sunscreen. If you want to get to Kenya, the thing is, you need to get to Kenya. So how to do this? Before you go, you need to apply for a visa. Well, right now, at this moment where I'm filming this video, it's still possible to apply for the visa on arrival, but it will not be possible in, I don't know, let's say mid-2021, so you will need to apply for it either on an embassy of Kenya or online. I will leave you the link in the description below and you can click on it and it will take you through all the process. It's quite lengthy. If you're interested in how to do it exactly and what you should expect, you can watch my video about everything that you have to do in order to get to Kenya in 2020, which can be useful in 2021 as well, and also in the future. There are several versions, single entry, multi entry. The cool thing, if you get the single entry visa, you can also re-entry from Uganda, Rwanda and Tanzania. The thing is, you need to also have visa for these countries. The alternative is, if you intend to travel in the East Africa for a longer time, you can get the so-called East African visa, which allows you to enter all of these 4 countries, which is kind of useful. So let's talk about some general information of Kenya. The official languages are Swahili and English, and while the upper classes usually speak English, and like most of the people kind of have some understanding of it, at least in the larger cities, your lingua franca, if you want to get to some countryside or somewhere, is Swahili. So it won't hurt you to learn some phrases, so I can teach you some. So if you want to greet someone, say hello, or you say jambo. That's quite easy, right? Actually, Swahili is quite an easy language, so keep it on. Thank you is asante, and if you want to be very polite, you can say asante sana, which means thank you very much or thank you a lot. The reply to it is karibu, which also means welcome, like welcome to the country, karibu Kenya. The official currency is the Kenyan shilling. They use the UK plug or the type G plug outlet. They, well, flush and don't flush the toilet paper, it really depends where you stay, and they drive on the left side on the road, so if you are used to driving right, you may have a problem, which will probably be the least of your problems, but I'll get to transportation later. When we talk about money, they accept cards in many establishments right now, and actually right now during the pandemic in many places is the only way you can pay. You can generally pay by cash, but if you really want to make your life a lot easier, get a mobile app called M-Pesa. This thing is very useful. You will need to have a local SIM card from the company Safaricom, and once you download the app, you will get a PIN code. It's really easy. You just exchange your PIN codes and the amount of money will be withdrawn from your account and transferred to the other one. Very easy and very useful actually. And basically almost everyone in Kenya is using this, so you will not need to have so much cash. And trust me, getting cash is kind of a pain in the butt. And while talking about cash, they actually also accept euros and American dollars, but consider that they're exchanging it in the rate of 1,000 shilling for $10 or 10 euro, which is extremely bad. So just if necessary, exchange your money. By the way, this is 50 shilling. It's worth like almost nothing, but I use it as a bookmark. Right, so there was something general about Kenya. Now let's talk more specifically about Nairobi. It's the capital city, which I suppose you know. If you want to get there, you will arrive at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. There are several terminals. It's a little bit complicated. They are all located around this large roundabout. Most of the airlines are actually tied to a particular terminal, so if you ask some staff, then they will point you to the right direction, trust me. Also, if you go to the airport, you will go through the primary security screening, which is before you even are allowed to get to the airport, and at that point you will need to step out of your car or of your matatu, unless you're a driver of course, and you will go by foot through another screening. This might get on your nerves a little bit when you go there, when you're traveling with someone, official taxi or someone, because you will need to leave your luggages in the car and then go through the security, and the car will be waiting for you on the other side of the gate. So, well, choose someone who you can trust. specifically Uber. Which brings me to the point how to get to the airport and from the airport. Uber and Bolt are working in Kenya. You have actually also like several types of drivers or types of cars that you can order. We are always using the cheapest one, and it was very comfortable, so you don't need to be worried about that. You can also get an official taxi from the taxi stands. Just prepare that you will have to bargain for the price. There are also official matatus number 34 that are traveling between downtown Nairobi and the international airport. It costs 50 shillings, but unless you are not... You see, I have nothing bad to say about the matatus, yeah, but unless you are an experienced traveler and you know what to expect from these kinds of transportation, I don't really recommend you to using it. First of all, they are not very safe, although their safety has risen quite a lot in the last years, because there are some new restrictions on them and some new requirements that they have to follow, and it's quite an interesting experience on itself. But first of all, it's not safe. Second of all, you need to be sure where the matatu goes and where you want to go. If you are okay with that, it functions like every of these minibuses that I have mentioned in a lot of my previous videos, so it's nothing very complicated, but they actually follow designated routes. But just the thing is that you really need to know where you're going, so it's up to you. And also, like, getting there, your luggage, if you're traveling with some larger luggage, could be a pain in the butt. So right now, I don't really want to be super negative about the Kenyan people, but their driving skills are, first of all, they deserve a lot of respect that they're still alive with these roads. But on the other hand, like, first of all, it's extremely responsible. Second of all, it's just the driving habits there are awful. Like, whenever there is some free spot, like 3 cars are trying to get there, and of course it's causing all these traffic jams. So really, wherever you go, wherever you go, allow yourself a lot of time, especially when you go back to the airport. Just arrive 4 hours in advance if you're somewhere in the best lands. It may still not be enough. Right, so saying that, you can also rent a car. And yeah, the traffic, like I said, is awful, and also they drive on the left side, so it really depends on your nerves and on your driving capabilities, I guess. If you have some experience with driving somewhere outside of Europe or the United States, then I guess it may be like doable for you, but I cannot imagine driving there at all. And especially if you want to go somewhere further from the city into some national park, then you will need some 4x4 at least, or some of these land cruisers, because like it's a wilderness. Yeah? It's not like you can go there with just your station wagon or something. Yeah? Also, I will leave Nairobi for a little bit now. When we talk about the highways, they are not in the best shape. Even like the main ones, let's say between Nairobi and Mombasa, there are speed bumps at every moment. There are a lot of police controls, be aware of that. Just prepare your international driving license, everything you will need for the control. And you cannot just go anywhere very quickly. I think that when you drive from Nairobi to Mombasa, it may take, who knows, 10 hours, maybe 8. Like, it's really first of all, it's quite far away, but second of all, like, the roads are full. Now, that wasn't very positive, and I really apologize to all the Kenyan people. I know you're trying, I know you're doing your best, but well, have better roads if you don't want people to complain about it. Let's get back to Nairobi for one moment. Let's talk about what you can see there. There are several things that you can visit. I will just mention the main ones. First of all, of course, the main tourist attraction in Nairobi is the Nairobi National Park, which is, to my knowledge, the only national park that's located in the country's capital. And it's amazing. You can see there almost all of the big five except for the elephants. It's really cool, and especially like the giraffes and zebras with the skyline of the city in the background. It's amazing, really shot worth everything. Then you can visit the giraffe center and the Sheldrick Elephant Orphanage, which are totally cute. Even in the giraffe center you can actually like feed the giraffe with your own hand. It's so amazing. Go watch my video. I'm sure you will love it. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Then you can visit the Uhuru Park, which is like the main city park in Nairobi. There's quite a nice artificial dam and these giant birds that just keep fascinating me even like 2 months after I left Kenya. Then you can visit the Kenyatta International Conference Center, or KICC, where there is this large tower. I think it's actually the tallest tower in Nairobi. Anyway, you can go up there and get some amazing views of Nairobi. It was closed when you were there, but I believe it's just some COVID restrictions, so it will be probably open when you won't go there. Just prepare that you will go through a lot of security screenings, and that's not only for the center, it's like for everything that you will visit. They take security quite seriously. Speaking of viewpoints, when you're in the Uhuru Park, if you go all the way up through the park, then you will get to the most famous viewpoint of Nairobi. Basically, every time there is some, let's say, interview with someone in Nairobi and on the national TV, they always speak on this viewpoint with the skyline of Nairobi behind them. It's quite interesting, actually. Then you can visit the Nairobi Museum, where you will see some exhibitions about Kenya's history and culture, and also you'll find there an extensive snake park and the botanical garden, which is amazing for a person who has a panic fear from snakes like me. Yeah, I will never forget that. One thing that I have to mention are the malls. Actually, Kenya is well known for having the largest amount of malls in all of Africa, and I think there are like this Two Rivers Mall, which is actually like the largest mall in Africa outside of South Africa. So kind of interesting. These places are they are the full package. If you want to escape the general Kenyan feel, you just go to these malls and you have a feeling that you are somewhere completely else. They are kind of a town on themselves. You find their restaurants, shops, hotels, services like hairdressers or fit centers. So really cool place. But just like people don't come to Kenya to see malls, right? It was really helpful from time to time to just escape to the hustling city and go to these malls. Okay, so now we leave Nairobi, and what are the other attractions that you may find in Kenya? Well, let's say there are a lot of national parks and the national reserves. You can find the whole big five in Kenya. When we speak about the national parks, I will just mention some of my most favorite ones. It's of course the Amboseli National Park, which to me is my most favorite, although we weren't able to see the Kilimanjaro mountain. The shots of the park are great. If you want to see them, just come somewhere in either in summer or in December or January, where there is the dry season and there are not so many clouds, and it's a higher possibility that the mountain will not be lost from your sight. Then there is the Tsavo National Park. There are actually two, Tsavo East, West. It's one of the largest ones. You will see there the large unending wilderness there. It's really cool. Masai Mara is quite interesting because it's like the continuation of the Tanzania Serengeti, and people go there to watch the wildebeest migration, which is one of the natural wonders of the world, I guess. If you want to see something different in Kenya, you can visit the Mount Elgon and Mount Kenya national reserves or national parks. You can climb up to Mount Kenya. It's actually doable, quite not that difficult actually. Just keep in mind it's like 5,000 and something meters above the sea level, so allow yourself several days for that. If you want to go to the Mount Elgon, I think there are some bats that have Ebola, so suit yourself. Ebola is not forbidden, just don't get your COVID. But in the end, let's mention how to get around in the whole country of Kenya. I already spoke about the roads, so I will not mention that again. There are train connections. There are actually some older train lines. There are actually some older train lines to Kisumu, and one just freshly opened passenger line to Nanyuki, which is located just under the Mount Kenya, and it's located directly on the equator, so could be fun. Then there is the new line from Mombasa to Nairobi. It takes about 4 hours, maybe 5, and it's like one of the most modern trains in Africa, I guess. So very cool. It's built by the Chinese, and if Chinese people do something really well, it's subduing inhabitants and building trains. So there are also some domestic flights. You can fly with Kenya Airways from Nairobi to Mombasa, and also from Nairobi to Kisumu. So my dearies, that was Kenya. I'm ending the series here. Kind of sad about it, but it's time to move on to another destination, I guess. By the way, I'm really not drinking the beer. I have water there, but if you're there, you should consider buying Tusker. It's like the best Kenyan beer, and it's actually good. Like, my father is really a beer enthusiast, and I brought in some and he liked them, so I guess it's good, even for the Czech standards. So, overall, I enjoyed my stay in Kenya, although sometimes I had really dark thoughts. Again, if you want to see some of the fails that we encountered, it could be really helpful, and go watch that video. And I hope you found this one interesting as well. And if you did, well, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, check out my other social media, check out all the previous videos from Kenya and basically anything that's on my channel. And I will see you on my next trip. Have a wonderful day.